Good insert time of day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cal, and we did it! We have made it to the last 2 weeks of 2025. And my word, this year has been a crazy one. I think I can best describe it in 3 words: lost its mind. Because clearly, that is what's happened. However, this year was also a very good year for heavy metal. And so, as year-end season comes into fruition, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 videos for my year-end lists. They are my top 15 power metal albums of 2025, my top 10 best concert performances of 2025, a long list of honorable mentions before we conclude on New Year's Eve with my top 20 best albums of 2025. Now yes, I'm aware that I only mentioned 4 videos. That's because this is that 5th. In today's video, we will be going over my top 10 melodic death metal albums of 2025. And this is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. So, sit back, grab whatever snack you have with you, and I highly encourage you to blast whatever tunes you feel like, whether they be metal or not. And with that being said, let us begin. At number 10, we have Dawn of Solace, Affliction Vortex. Now, the main reason I put this on the list, yes, it's a death doom album, but this is the side project of Thomas from Wolfheart, and I will not be able to pronounce his last name because I do not speak Finnish. That aside, this is a very, very good death doom, gothic metal album, melodic death doom, what have you. I particularly like the trade-offs in vocals between Thomas's harsh vocals and the clean vocals of Miko, who is the other vocalist who used to be in Cinnamore. The 5th track in particular is one that comes highly recommended from me, because you get to hear Miko's clean singing, and then you just get battered over the head with Thomas's horrendously powerful harsh vocals. It is, yes, Rival is the name of the song. I completely forgot about that. Anyway, I highly recommend you check this out. For fans of the early Peaceville Records death doom crowd, like Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride, Anathema, early Catatonia too, if you want to fit it into that vein. Seriously though, check it out. If you're a fan of Wolfheart too, I would highly recommend you give this a spin, and I highly recommend you see this band live, because I know I will be when they ever come back to the States. At number 9, we have The Haunted, Songs of Last Resort. Now, Sweden is one of my favorite countries in metal, and that could be said for a lot of people. And when I found out that this was out, I decided, you know what, let's give it a spin. This goes so hard. Like, literally, this might be the heaviest album that The Haunted have released, because in addition to their mixture of thrash metal, melodic death metal stuff, I kind of hear a bit of, like, classic Swedish death metal. That might be in the riff writing and Marco R's vocals, but the riffs on here are so freaking heavy. And the guitar solos, which of course are performed by the legend himself, Mr. Ola England. Hi Ola, if you're watching this. They are wild, they are fast. Warhead and In Fiery Born in particular are standout tracks for me, the first 2 on this album. They are heavy songs, and I don't remember which one it was, but there's somewhere in this album that has a breakdown. Either way, give this album a spin. If you're a classic Swedish melodic death metal fan, this is for fans of At the Gates, Star Tranquility, Hypocrisy, and even a bit of Entombed if you wanted to throw it into the classic Swedish death metal crowd. And seriously though, these guys are going to be at Wacken Open Air next year. If any of you are going, see them live. You will not regret it. At number 8, yes, it is time. At number 8, we have Deserted Fear, Veins of Fire. Now, I discovered these guys on a metal record label live stream. I don't remember if it was Nuclear Blast or Century Media. I don't care. This album is so good. There are no clean vocals in sight. The guitars on this thing are just pure and shiny, and the songs, oh man. Like, from the opening track into the Burning Lands, you realize, I'm going to love this. And I did. I went back to this album fairly recently, and it was so good. Like, Into the Burning Lands, Embrace the Void, At the End of Our Reign, We Are One. There's a lot of good songs on here. Too many, unfortunately, for me to name. But seriously, though, check this out. If you're a big melodic death metal fan, which I'm going to say throughout this whole thing, definitely old school Hypocrisy vibes at the gates, especially with how heavy it gets. Maybe even the Haunted too. Drop a comment down below which ones you would recommend for listening to if you wanted to get into this band. At number 7, we have Omnium Gatherum, May the Bridges We Burn Light the Way. I was pretty hyped for this one, because I've been wanting to get into this long-running Finnish metal death band, and this one I was really impressed by. I first found out about this album when they released a music video for it, but it was for an ad. Like, I got the video as an ad for watching something on YouTube. For context, it was the single My Pain, and then I finally listened to the album later on, and it was pretty good. My Pain, The Darkest City, Ignite the Flame, Streets of Rage, Barricades, Walking Ghost Phase. Practically every song in here is a banger, and just hearing Juka's harsh vocals contrasting with Marcus's cleans and the guitars on here are amazing, which I should probably point out. This was produced by Marcus Van Halle, Bjorn Streed from Soilwork, and Jens Bagren, which you'll hear me say it in a couple more videos. That man had a busy year. But seriously though, this is a great album. If you want to get in this band, I would say this is probably a good place to start before you start going back. Definitely check this out if you're a Finnish melodic death metal fan, and I will definitely be saying that I am kind of sad I missed out on their US tour this year, but hey, I'm looking forward when they come back. At number 6, we have Crimson Shadows, Whispers of War. This is an album that is teetering on being on my top 20 best albums of 2025. This is a mix of melodic death metal and power metal, and it is faster than both genres combined. Like, this gives Vader a run for its money with how fast it is. Right from the opening track, Dawn of an Age, then into Guardians, there are enormous sections of harsh vocals, clean vocals, guitar shredding, blast beats, which you never hear that in a power metal album. In fact, the title track, which is the fourth song, Whispers of War, features Matt Magachi from Cryptopsy. Yes, Cryptopsy on a power metal album. I can't believe I just said that. But seriously, this is a great album. There's even a song called Battle Hard 2, Battle Harder, and there's a guest spot from Brittany Slays of Unleash the Archers. You'll be happy to say that I mentioned you today, Dad. Anyway, highly recommend you check this out if you're a fan of melodic death metal and power metal. Definitely if you're an Unleash the Archers fan. More of the metal death side for them. But seriously, this is Canadian metal at its finest. Give it a spin. You will love it. No questions asked. And if Nick and John from Thralls of Metal are watching this, I recommend you guys give it a spin too. And I'm hoping that you guys like it, because I certainly did. It is worth your time. Definitely check it out. At number 5, we have Nailed to Obscurity, Generation of the Void. I discovered this band on the Nuclear Blast live stream with the song Clouded Flame, and I was hooked. And this album is just doomy, it's melodic, the clean singing transitioning with the with the harsh singing. There is only one vocalist in this band, and he mixes harsh vocals and clean vocals together so well. There's also a lot of great songs in this one. Spirit Corrosion, Generation of the Void, Echo Attempt, the aforementioned Clouded Frame, Misery's Messenger, Liquid Morning. Yeah, this is just it's beautiful. It's what it is, and I know that a lot of people were really hyped for this. I certainly was. Definitely give this a listen. If you're a fan of classic death doom, like I've been mentioning earlier, with some of the melodic touches, definitely some Paradise Lost vibes in a few songs. But yeah, definitely give this a spin if you haven't already. Highly recommended. And if any of the Nails to Obscurity guys are watching, what a great album. At number 4, we have In Mourning, The Immortal. I was initially not going to listen to this one this year, but seeing all the hype around it, I decided, you know what? Why don't I give it a spin? I was hooked instantly. The first 3 tracks, Silver Crescent, Song of the Cranes, there we go. And As Long as the Twilight Stays, those were absolutely incredible. I love the dynamic of harsh and clean vocals in there, which this is progressive melodic death metal, by the way. Essence of Bellacore in there. And I also like the song North Star on here, which is the second to last track. Staghorn, Moonless Sky, The Sojourner, every song in here flat out just rules. This is an absolutely amazing album, and if memory serves me correct, this is the first from the band in a little while, so welcome back In Mourning. We are glad to have you, and I'm glad to say this album is absolutely incredible. Check it out if you're a melodic death metal fan, progressive melodic death metal fan, like I mentioned Bellacore. Seriously, check them out. And just like for other progressive death metal bands, I will happily say that this is one you will not regret giving a listen to. At number 3, and I initially was not going to listen to this one because this has been one of the most divisive albums of the year. Okay, Save, Sleep Token, and Precedent. Amorphous, Borderland. Like I mentioned, I was a bit put off to listening to this one because of how mixed the reactions were. I saw positive reviews for it. I saw not so positive reviews for it. So finally I caved and I gave it a listen. I have no clue what the people who have given this album negative reviews are talking about. This is absolutely incredible. The first 5 songs of this album, The Circle, Bones, Dancing Shadow, Fog to Fog, The Strange. I loved all 5 of those in a row, and Tommy Outson's cleans mixed with his harsh vocals on here are absolutely spectacular, and Jacob Hansen, whose name I'm probably butchering, did a marvelous job with the production on this album, and I can confidently say that I look forward to seeing this band if they ever come back to the States, and I should recommend you guys check them out if they ever come back to wherever you live, and definitely give this album a spin. It is amazing. What are the good songs? The Lantern is a good one. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just seriously, give this album a spin if you haven't already. This is beautiful, lush, progressive melodic death metal at its finest. I can't wait to hear what's next from this band. I hope you guys can't wait too. At number 2, we have Eluveitie with Anuv. This one was a very fun album to listen to. This is a mixture of melodic death metal with folk metal and Celtic lyrics and themes, and it is beautiful. Good song. If I can speak English, I can talk about the songs. Goodness sakes. Right from the opening song, Terra Noias. I am probably pronouncing that terribly. The Prodigal Ones, Premonition, Aeon of the Crescent Moon, The Prophecy. This is again mixed and mastered and produced by Jens Bogren. There was actually a guest vocalist feature from Adrian Cowan of Seven Spires on the last track, The Prophecy. This is a really, really good album. I was not expecting it to be this high up on the list, but when you see my number 1, you might see why, but I'm just going off trail here. What I'm trying to say is this album absolutely rules. I love Chagril's harsh vocals on here. I love Fabian Erne's luscious cleans on here. The guitar work from Jonas Wolf, and I don't remember the other guitarist's name. Absolutely phenomenal. The folk instrumentation in the background is really good. And this is another band I discovered on the Nuclear Blast live stream. And this is the first band you're going to hear me say that I will be seeing next year at Prague Power USA 2026, which I'm going to do a little plug for the festival. If you want to go, you can still do that. Tickets for days 2, 3, and 4 are sold out, and 50% of the tickets that are available for day 1 have already been sold out, so get them while you can if you want to come to the festival. And in other words, definitely listen to Anu by Elevati. You will not regret it one bit. So, that brings us to my number 1. And I am going to get a lot of weird looks for this one. I don't care. This album is absolutely amazing. From start to finish. When I heard the 4th track on this one, I knew for a fact it was going to be my third best, never mind, number 3 album of the year. You know what I'm trying to say. But, like Conan the Barbarian said, there can only be one. At number 1, for my pick of the best melodic death metal album of 2025, the award goes to Orbit Culture with Death Above Life. This album goes so freaking hard. I was very anticipating for this one, and when I heard the 4th track, The Tales of War, and I just heard Nicholas Carlson's clean vocals in the chorus, I knew right away this was going to be a year-ender for me, and there's a lot of good songs in here. Inside the Waves, the aforementioned Tales of War, Hydra, Nerve, the title track, Death Above Life, Neural Collapse. The Path I Walk, the last track, is kind of the weak one on here, but it's still pretty good. And yeah, this was an absolutely awesome listen. I highly recommend that you check this band out. I shouldn't say that. I still need to give a bit more talking. I love Nicholas's vocals in here. I love the lead work Richard does, the drumming on here. And I'm going to get a lot of crap for saying that this is mixed and produced by Buster Odelheim from Humanity's Last Breath, who is kind of a controversial producer in the metal world. Just ask Bleed From Within. They got a bit of flack for having him produce a single on their new album. But other than that, I really like the way the record sounds with all the atmosphere in the background and how just heavy it is. Right from the opening track, Inferna, is when it gets, I think, the heaviest on the whole album. And it just continues throughout the entire record. Definitely give this one a listen if you haven't done so yet. And definitely go see this band live. I am already looking forward to getting tickets to their show in Atlanta for next spring. But, that one's going to be a wild time, especially with Of Sulfur and Atlas opening. I can't wait to see that show, and I highly recommend you give this album a spin. I know this has been getting a lot of, this album was overhyped. You're wrong. This album is really good. You just haven't heard the good stuff yet. Anyway, that is going to conclude my top 10 melodic death metal albums of 2025. Thank you all for watching. It was a lot of fun putting together this list for a very first year-end list video for me, and I'm going to take a page out of the old Thralls of Metal book right now. Hi guys, if you're watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because I do stuff like this mostly all the time. I say when I only got 5 videos out. Stay tuned for the 20th of December when I'll be releasing my top 15 power metal albums of 2025. And like I said, stay tuned for December 31st, when we will be seeing what my top 20 favorite albums of 2025 were. One more big thank you, everybody. So until next time, my name is Cal, and I will catch you trackside. Have a good night, everybody.